Okay, guys, so here we go. Today we're going to talk about really small numbers, okay? Yesterday we talked all about big numbers. Today we're going to talk about really small numbers. So here's our objective for the day. I can write really small numbers using scientific notation. Now, for the most part, it's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be very similar to what we did yesterday, all right? It's going to be a little different, but pretty similar. There's honestly only one thing that's different here, and you guys will figure that out pretty quickly, okay? So hopefully this won't be too bad. It'll be a nice little review for today, kind of building off of what we did yesterday, and we'll go from there, okay? So got the objective down, really small numbers using scientific notation. Okay, here we go. Let's just kind of review from yesterday. Real quick, let's write one in scientific notation, all right? So here's my number. Let's say I have 4500000. Okay, let's write that in scientific notation. So as I go to do this, right, where's my decimal point? My decimal point's at the very end, right? Where do I want this to go? Remember, in scientific notation, I want it to be a number, a decimal point, and all my other numbers until I just get to where there's zeros left. Okay, no, nothing else, just zeros. So my decimal point's at the end here. I know I want to get it right here. So I know my new number is going to be 4.5 times 10. Remember, it's always times 10 to the something. Now we got to figure out that something. We got to figure out that exponent. All right? So how do we do that? If you remember from yesterday, we count over the number of spaces. So let's count it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To the 7th power. Okay, there's our first one. Does that kind of make sense? How do I write this in standard form? Let's go with 8 times 10 to the 4th. Copy that down for me. Write that number in standard form. Give you a second. Okay, we write that in standard form by once again. All right, let's start with the number that they give me, 8. All right, my decimal point's at the end, right? Because we don't see it. 4 times. Now, today or yesterday we talked about, hey, this goes to the right because I want to make it a big number. Big number. So how many spots am I going to move it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spots. And there's my number, okay? Well, we'd like to rewrite it so that we have it cleaned up a little bit. Like putting commas in there so we know what the number is, okay? So there's our number in standard form. All right, let's move on. Now let's talk about how to write really small numbers, okay? So see the difference here between what these look like as opposed to what these look like, right? We could figure out how to read this number. Tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions. Okay, so that's technically how you would read that, but that's not super duper important. But what do I want to have happen again? Remember, I want it to be a number, decimal point number. And when I do this, guys, that tells me that my answer has to be between 0 and 9.99 if you want, right? It's got to be between those. Okay, somewhere in between there. So as I do this, sometimes you might think these are easier because we have the decimal point already given to us. It's on the number. So let's go ahead and write it. So I know it's going to be here. Okay, so I know my new answer is going to be 4.5 times 10 to the something again. Now, how many spots would I move it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spots. But if I just put a 6 here, okay, I think that one looks similar to last. Yeah, it's almost like this number here. But if I just put a 6 there, it's going to be a really big number. So I don't want that. So how can I make the difference? Well, the difference, guys, we haven't talked a lot about these yet, but we're going to make our exponent negative. Okay? So that's the only difference. We're going to have negative exponents when we talk about really small numbers. Okay? Same thing again. Here we go. My decimal point's there, but I want it to be right here. I want my new number to be 8.9 times 10 to the something. So let's count over how far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But once again, if I make it 10, it's going to be a really big number. I want it small, so we're going to make it negative. Okay? Any questions there? Does that kind of make sense? Hopefully we can get it, all right? Let's try the next one. All right, if I look at this one here, okay, same thing as before. My decimal point's right there. But now here, remember, I want it to be a number between 1 and 9 to start off with. So where does that decimal point need to go? This is one of the things that's the trickiest about this. I need to get it all the way over here. Okay? So I could put my new number as 4.0. That's fine. Or sometimes we'll just leave it as 4. Now let's count my spots. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or once again, small number, negative fifth power. This one's nice and short. Get it over here. So I know my new answer is going to be 3 times 10 to the what? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Negative third power. Okay? All right, let's keep rocking and rolling today. So that was standard form to scientific notation. Now let's reverse, like we did yesterday. Okay? So here's what we got. Let's go ahead and make our exponent. Let's go negative 5 here. Let's make this one negative 8 there. All right. Go ahead and count those down for me. I'll give you a second. 4.5 times 10 to the negative fifth power. Okay? 4.5 times 10 to the negative fifth power. Okay, to start off with, just like we did yesterday, I want to write the number that I'm given. Okay? Now, if I go back to yesterday, when we talked about this exponent here, right, we moved to the right. So what do you think I'm going to do here, guys? I'm going to move my exponent to the left. When I move it to the left, that's going to make it a really, really small number, which is what I want. Now, how many times am I going to move it, do you think? That's right. I'm going to move it 5 times. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do we do? There's my decimal point. What do we add there? Just like we did yesterday, we'll add our zeros. Now here's something that sometimes people get confused about, because here's my new number, right? My new number would be 0.00004 A lot of times I don't like writing a number just like that because I like knowing what's in front here. So I just put an extra 0 there, so it's 0 point, and then all my other stuff. Okay? Does that kind of make sense, guys? Hopefully. Let's try the next one. Same thing as before. I'm going to write the number that they gave me. It's going to be a big fat one. That's okay. All right. How many times am I going to move it? 8 times. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Add my zeros. Some of you may be kind of seeing the pattern here of how many zeros I know I'm going to add. But my new number is going to be 7 zeros. 6, 7, 4, 3. I like throwing that 0 in front just so I know that decimal point where it is. It's not just a random mark on my paper. Okay? All right. Not too bad today, I hope. What if I have this? 9 times 10, let's keep it small, negative 5. Okay? Write that for me. 9 times 10 to the negative fifth power. Okay, start with the number that they give me, 9. Where's my decimal point at? Well, just like we did yesterday, it's out here, right? It's after the 9. 5 times. 5 times. Now, if I go to the right, I've made a big old fat number. That's not what I want. I want a small number, okay? 900,000. That's too big. I want a small number. So we got to make sure we go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Write my new number down. 4 zeros, 9. I can add that 0 in front just to make it better. Okay? All right. Couple more. Couple story problems here. Don't get freaked out by this. So average, atom. Atom is something that we talk about in science, okay? It makes up all of our different elements, makes up all of our different cells that are in our body and in things all across the world, right? So tell Miss Law, tell Mr. Golden that we talked about atoms. They'll love it. You can tell them what the size of it is. They'll think you're the coolest kid ever. All right, so anyways, The average atom size is 0.00000003 centimeters across. Super duper small, right? You can only see it with a microscope. Write this number in scientific notation, okay? So you may want to rewrite the number. 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Okay? Just want to double check that. Now I want to write this in scientific notation, right? So there's my decimal. I need it to go out here. So my new number is going to be 3 times 10. I already know it's going to be negative something. If you want to throw that up there first, go for it. Now let's count over. How many spots would I move it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you get it all the way out here. Okay? It has to go after the first number. So 3 times 10 to the negative 7th power. Okay? How are we feeling? So far, so good? All right, one more word together, and then I'll let you go on your own. Platelets are one part of the human blood. A platelet is approximately, oh no, I don't know the answer to this. Hang on. Platelets are part of the blood, guys. Okay, you have red blood cells, you have white blood cells, and you have platelets. Those are part of what makes up your blood. A platelet is approximately 2.33 times 10 to the negative 6. Write it in standard form. So I'm in scientific notation. Okay, I want to go to standard form now. All right, so let's start with the number they give me. Okay, once again, really small number, negative. Got to go to the left today. To the left, everything you own in the box to the left. Oh my gosh, anybody know that song? Wow, good song. Or I don't know, whatever. All right, here we go. 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add my zeros. And maybe rewrite my number. Okay, there's my decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 3. Add a 0 in front, and there's my answer. Okay? Any questions there, guys? Hopefully not. If you have questions in the chat, you can ask them all the time. Okay, copy these down. Even when you're watching the video, if you have a question about something, put it in the chat. All right, I'll be there. I'll be watching with you. All right, last ones. I want you to try these ones on your own. Okay? So just like we modeled yesterday, I want you to stop the video right now, pause it, okay, and work them out. And we'll come back together and we will talk about it in a little bit. Okay? All right, try it on your own, and we'll talk to you soon.